Hello, come in. This is Antique Demonstrations, and I'm your host, Hammer Time Raj. Hey y'all, got a new episode for you here. Guess what this is? I bet y'all have all seen one of these. These goes all the way back in the 1700s and before that. It's called a pitcher and bowl. Now what they did with these babies, they'd pour pitcher of water in the bowl, and they'd get right out of the bed and they'd splash their face in it and wash their face. And there's no running water back then, so that's what they did. They'd go out in the well and draw a bucket of water, put it in this, and then that's how they'd wash their face. But now, can't you imagine on a cold morning how cold that water was? Now, I got a little gadget here that somebody invented around 1840, and you're going to like this. He got tired of washing his face with cold water, so he invented this water heater. It's a pitcher water heater. What you would do would put this in the fireplace, wherever you had a fire, because they all heated with fire. And then you'd come over there and you'd drop it down in that pitcher of water, and you'd hear it sizzle. And he'd wait a while and pull it out, lay it down, pour him a warm pitcher of water in there and wash his face with warm water. Now, you know that guy made a killing off of that invention, but you know what? I got to tell you, I found this a long time ago, and I've never seen another one. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the value of it ought to be $125, because it's the only one I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, I'm going to show you how this baby works. Now, let's pour some little water in this thing. Now, you know this is cold water. Yeah, get that water in there. That ought to do it. Get your face washed. And get this thing corked back up. Now, walk with me over here at the stove and let me get this thing put in a hot fire. Boil some little water. Oh yeah, that ought to do it right there. Lord, yeah. We're going to warm that water up. All right, it ought to be hot enough now to heat up some water. Let's go try it out. Lord, y'all hear that? We're going to wash our face with some good warm water here. Let's let it sit a minute. All right, let's see what we got. Woo! I believe we can wash our face in good warm water now, y'all. I don't know about you, but if I was that man, I believe I'd let her cool down a few minutes before I wash my face in that. But how about that little invention right there, man? Ain't that the ticket? Now, somebody got smart when they come up with that. And I promise you, I've never seen another one of these. And I bet you that a lot of people had them back in them days. So, there again, I'm going to say this would be over $100 if you could find one. But who knows? I found one. Guess what this is? This is a 1910 lemon squeezer. Now, it ain't dated. Most time if you got stuff that's dated, it brings more money. But it is not dated, but they have been some made that's dated somewhere in the middle here, but it's not. But you open this up, put your lemon down in there, and you squeeze it. It runs out that way right there. These things is awesome. Now, I got to tell you, these things are very expensive if you can find one. I say expensive, they're wood. About $40 or $50 if you can find one, but they used to be a lot more than that. But I'm going to show you how it works here. Got to have your bowl here to get your lemon juice in and make that pie. Hold on now. Watch your fingers when you're doing this. All right, let's use the small part. Drop your old lemon down in here. Bring this baby over. Right here, and you see, put them on there just like that, and you squeeze it If I can get it to where you can see. Look yonder. Just look yonder. Would you just look at that? Let me do it with one hand. Look out now. That works good too. I'm going to just tell you right now, that works good. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Everybody ought to have one of these babies. Let's do this other side. Squeeze that lemon. All right. Coming over. Press it. Watch it now. Don't drop it, Rods. I'm amazed. Nothing wrong with that, are there? Won't that work good? Look at the lemon juice you got in there. Boy, you can make a pie, some jelly, whatever you want to make in that stuff. I bet all the gals had one of these back in the 1800s. But anyway, about 40 bucks for one of them. Probably what you'd have to pay for it. You can find them on eBay, but you know, $40. But if it's got a date on it, you can add about 10, 15 more dollars to it if it's got a date on it. Check this right here out. Back in the 1800s, everybody had pigs and hogs. And guess what? They'd keep them in their house out close to the garden, and some of them run free in the pastures, but they rooted. Old pigs with their noses would root way down in the ground and dig up roots and get in the garden and tear up everything, and that's how they'd hunt for acorns, is getting down in the ground. And they tore ground up back in them days. So what they do, they come up with pig rings. This is a box of pig rings, and this is a box from 1930 of pig rings. And you can see right there, I'm going to show you what to do with these things here in just a second. Right there's the top of the box, and here's the directions on the back of it, how it works. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you ain't going to find another box of these pig rings, but hey, that ain't what I'm showing you here today. I was just lucky enough to have a box of these. So I just took one out. If you can hear it, it's full. So I just took one of them out. But what I'm going to show you today is what they used to put it in with. This is a pig ring pliers. You look at that date on there, patented April the 27th, 1880. Can you see it? Isn't that cool? 1880. So that's when this was invented, for putting pig rings in to keep the pigs from rooting. Now here's how it works. Happen to have a pig nose right here. Check that pig nose out. You know, I just cut up a lemon. So I'm gonna lay this thing in here for y'all. Try to show you how it works. Bear with me if it don't go in good and all that. Okay, now there's the way you put it in. Can you see that in there? There it is. Now here's the way they'd get that old pig. They'd get him down there. They'd get him down there and they'd squeeze him down there and then hold him still, and he'd be hollering and carrying on. Man, they'd squeeze that thing, and guess what? That thing's in his nose. And them sharp points down in there. So next time he goes to rooting in there and everything, that's going to hurt so bad in his nose wiggle around. He's going to squeal and holler and everything. He ain't going to do nothing. He ain't going to dig in that garden no more and dig your land up and hunting roots and seeds and everything. So I'd say if you can find one of these right here, you'd pay probably, with the date now. Dates means everything on these things. You'd probably pay $100 for one of them with these with the date on it. Now you can find them a lot cheaper, but with the date on there, you got yourself something then. What we got right here is a 1840 Stagecoach Strongbox. Now if you notice, I ain't got no key for it. If I had a key for it, it'd be worth a couple more dollars, but I ain't got the key for it. But I ain't never been able to get in it, but it rattles. So if you hear that, it rattles. But if I'd be lucky enough to where it wasn't locked, we could see what was in it. But you know, that'd probably never happen. But look how this thing's made. I mean, you know, it's all this stuff is steel handle, steel hinges. Look underneath of it. Just, oh, do you hear that? I wish I could get in this thing. But it's from 1840, so I've tried, and I don't know what to do with this thing. Lord mercy. Oh Oh, look down in there. Would you just take a look at that? Look at that. It's real. Jackpot, y'all. Y'all know I'm playing with you, don't you? But yeah, that's what they did. Now, there'd be currency and all that stuff in there, but I gotta tell you, this is a knife, and this thing is heavy. That's what they haul their money around on stagecoaches from one town to another. And this is probably a $350 box right here if you can find one. But I love all these pins in there that I forget what you call them. Rivets. Rivets is what they are. And they go all the way through, as you can see, the rivets does. Yeah, that's a good little piece, about $350. I was lucky to find that. Thanks for watching Antique Demonstrations. And don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe.